Welcome to Biz TV's Beyond the Brand. I'm Kelli Phillips. Today we're joined by Josh York, founder and CEO of Gym Guyz. Gym Guyz is a fitness franchise business that's redefining the in-home and on-site personal training industry. Stick around for more Beyond the Brand. Of the same old gym routine? Well, our next guest has redefined fitness by bringing a customized creative workout directly to you. We're talking with Josh York from Gym Guyz, and he's here to share the secret to their success. And we're glad to have you today, Josh. I've got to, before we even get started into Gym Guyz, let's get into a little bit of your background. Where'd you grow up? What was life like? And how did you end up doing what you're doing today?
Fantastic. Well, first off, thank you very much for having me on the show. I'm beyond excited to be here. Look, I grew up in on Long Island in New York, and into sports, into fitness, and that's kind of how it all started. But for me, I've always been into personal training. I really love personal training. I thought it was just such a cool thing, like be able to have a job where you're almost like you're hanging out with someone all day, helping them reach their goals, and I just love that. But there was a really, really big hole in that whole entire market of just the gym and personal training, because when you actually look at the gym, 90% of people that have a gym membership do not go. Treadmills become the most amazing clothing racks. Apps don't work. AI will help enhance, but it will never solve the problem. People need human interaction and accountability, and that's why we continue to win and disrupt. But it all started with a woman telling me, who was a client at the time, I don't have enough equipment, and I wish you could really come to my house. And that's kind of how it started. And I started Gym Guyz, and here we are today.
So how has your franchise grown over the past year, and where do you want this to go, say, in the next 5 years?
Yeah, so I started this in my parents' dining room in 2008. Last year, we opened up 265 cities. We're going to more than double it this year, but currently we service thousands of cities. We're in 7 countries, 31 states, and continuing to rapidly expand. But over the next 5 years, as I like to say, worldwide domination. And I don't say that, meaning like we're just going to dominate. I say it because to me, it's like, helping people and changing lives is the number one most rewarding thing in the world. And that's what we do. So we're not stopping anytime soon. And the truth is, we're just getting started.
So I've got to ask, what's the difference in personal training? I know there's accountability, but tell us what really sets you apart with the personal training.
Absolutely. So yes, accountability is a big part of it, but look, we're coming directly to the client. So there's no excuses. Okay. Everyone needs to be accountable, but at the end of the day, like going to the gym, going to a small studio, the model doesn't work. It's broken. And, I always say we're not a gym, we're the rebellion against it. And that's why we're continuing to win and disrupt. And, we live in a world of convenience, right? Amazon, DoorDash, Instacart, HelloFresh, the list goes on and on and on. We live in a world of convenience, and that's not going anywhere anytime soon.
So you actually go to the client. Do you take the dumbbells? How does this work?
Yeah, so we literally bring the workout to you anywhere from your home, office, pool, park, place of worship, hospital, senior homes, assisted living facilities, daycares, you name it. We come in our fully equipped van, stocked with enough equipment to provide you a fantastic workout 365 days a year, backed by our 3 C's, convenient, customized, and creative workouts. So we are literally home on-site, coming right to you, changing your life. And that's the most amazing thing about the model, right? So there's nothing you have to do, nothing you need to think about. All you need to do is just open up that door, whether it's at your office, whether it's at your home, whether it's at your place of worship, wherever it is, and we take care of the rest.
So do you do group training, or is it individual one-on-one, or can it be a combination of both?
So we do one-on-one individual sessions, we do semi-private sessions, we do small groups, we do small classes, we do large classes. We have some corporations we work with that have 50, 60,000 employees, and we work with some very, very large companies. So it's really all over the chart.
So what kind of person or background makes an ideal franchisee for your particular brand?
Yeah, so it's funny. I get this question asked all the time. We look for passion, right? We look for people that have drive and have energy and have that intensity, because if you want to be successful in business, that's what's needed. Okay. It's, you can, It doesn't matter what school you go to. It doesn't matter, if you didn't do well, growing up and throughout your school years. What matters is if you take action. The money makers are always the action takers. And if you show up half charged, you're never going to be able to motivate and inspire your team to be fully charged. So energy is a very, very important thing. Those are the type of people we look for, and people like to say type A, individuals. I call it type C, crazy, because normal doesn't work and crazy is what gets you there.
That's so true. I agree wholeheartedly. For those interested in owning a franchise, can you kind of go through the initial investment range and what it all includes?
Sure. So our investment ranges from $92,000 to $180,000. The difference is between 1 territory to 3 territories. The majority of our franchise owners own 3 territories for the opportunity to really be able to grow and scale their business and have opportunity to really make a lot of money moving forward. So that's how they always start out, with more territories. But territories are based upon households. That's done through demos and psychographics. So 30,000 approved households would be 1 location, and go out there and do our thing and help people.
Talk about the where you have your franchises already located.
Oh yeah, so we're in 31 states, 7 countries now, thousands of cities, but everywhere from New York all the way down to Florida to Texas, throughout the Midwest to California to the United Kingdom, to Canada and many other countries as well. So we are literally changing lives across the globe, and it's a very exciting thing.
So how quickly can a new franchisee expect to be up and running, and what kind of support do you offer new franchisees coming in?
Yeah, and that's a really great question, because when you're going into a brick and mortar business, it could take you a year, it could take you longer than a year to open. We have people opening in usually about 8 weeks they open, so pretty quickly. So that's obviously a huge plus. And also you got to remember, like, going into a brick and mortar business, a lot of expenses. We have franchisees at 50 to 60% net profit margins off, some people doing some really, really big numbers. And again, I'm not saying you're going to do that. You can, but you got to get out there and drive your business. But that's one of the greatest things about our business model, how fast you can open up and how fast you can start generating revenue.
So do they have to go through some sort of training? I know they need energy, and they probably need to know something about lifting weights and exercise and the muscle groups and different things. Is that something that y'all train on?
So fitness experience is not needed, believe it or not. We don't, most of our owners, like 99% of our owners, are not even, in the fitness industry or have any personal training experience. They're going to be hiring those trainers and onboarding those trainers, but they do have a passion for helping people and making a difference in the world. Our training is as thorough as it gets. I would probably say it's probably, if not the best, it's up there among other brands. And I mean, brands that are probably much larger than us. We really take pride in our training. And, we have a virtual component. We have an in-person component. We have an online training center. You're constantly getting educated. And look, if you want to continue to keep growing, you never become comfortable. You need to always chase discomfort, because the more uncomfortable you are, the more comfortable you become. So we're constantly sharpening our tools of our franchise owners every single week, every single month. And, that's what's really driving a lot of success. We're making sure everyone's constantly improving, as well as the system.
All right, Josh, we need to take a quick break, so don't go away. We've got lots of other questions about Gym Guyz when we come back. And we're back with Josh York from Gym Guyz. And Josh, I noticed that you're opening lots of locations. Talk about the different territories that are currently available and how you're looking to expand even more.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're opening about 2 to 4 territories a week right now, which is beyond exciting. But we still have hundreds of territory available, and we're actually getting ready to launch another brand. So that's going to be super, super excited. But, there's just a very, very high demand for our service. And when you actually, dig into the details and understand like how, it's low overhead, low investment, and a very heavy return, and you can make your money back very fast. Again, not saying you're going to do it. You can, but you got to put that work in. A lot of people get into franchising and think that they're going to become a millionaire. And you can become a millionaire. How do you do that? By following the system and putting in the work and taking the action. And that's what's very important.
Did you have any roadblocks when you decided to start franchising that these other people that are listening that become your franchisees won't have to face, because you've already gone through it?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Well, I don't know how much time you have. We could be here forever. Start telling you about all the roadblocks and challenges I've had over the last 17 years in building this to where it is today. You're always going to have challenges, right? Everyone loves diamonds. Well, pressure makes diamonds, and pressure is needed to be successful. Hard now, easy later, easy now, hard later. If you want to be successful, you need to be willing to do things that other people won't do so you can have things other people won't have. Very simple. If you want normal results, do what normal people do. If you want unbelievable rock star results, do what the rock stars do, right? And that's why I always say normal doesn't work and crazy does, which we just touched on. But look, at the end of the day, like, you're always going to have roadblocks. But the great thing about getting into a franchise model is it's a proven model and the systems work. So you're not going to have to experience probably like 90% of the stuff that I had to experience figuring this out, because I'll tell you, it's funny. Like, when I started, I used to track sessions by punching holes in a punch card. Okay. We have like the most unbelievable technology that manages all that throughout our POS system and the CRM system, and the list goes on and on and on. So that's going to be very, very helpful for you. But will you have challenges in business? 100%. Doesn't matter what business you go into. But, the way you work through it, and an easier way to be successful is through franchising.
And the fact that you're always available is something that franchisees coming on board should feel good about, right?
Yeah, well, look, I like to say, and I say this in the most confident way ever, not a cocky way, but I'm one of one, okay? And my franchisees, again, you don't even need to hear it from me. You can speak to any one of our franchisees, they will tell you, but I'm not your typical founder and CEO. I do things that probably most don't do, but that's why we have results that most don't have. So at the end of the day, anyone in the system gets treated very differently than they probably would in most other systems. Like, I will tell you, I talk to all my franchisees, and it's on a regular basis, all of them. And we have a lot of them.
How many franchisees do you currently have?
We're getting very close to the 100 mark, so we're right along that 100 franchisee mark. So we'll be hitting that very soon. So super exciting, and that's spread up between lots of different territories. Almost 200 locations.
So is there a certain location that you're really looking to get a franchisee to open up there?
Oh man, we have so much available territory. We'd love to get into Seattle. We're not there yet. Would love to get more locations in Illinois, in Texas. Great areas in Florida that we're not open yet. Charlotte's in one on our list that we're really looking forward to being able to open there. Boston's another big one. I keep going on and on. There's a lot of territory that's still available and open. And, I always tell people, we don't sell franchises, we award them. We're looking for the right people, right? It's very, very important. And, I'm very transparent about that, because that's what people need to understand. So.
Yeah, this all goes back to you. So you want people that are going to definitely fit your brand. Can you share a success story or a testimonial from maybe one of your top performing franchises?
Oh man, there's so many of them, but I will tell you, it's pretty awesome when you get an article in People magazine because you helped a young boy lose 100 pounds. And then, then you hear from the franchise owner that they just moved their whole entire family into their dream house, and they're sending their kids to private school from the business. Like, when I hear stuff like that, like, it almost gets me emotional, because I've always wanted to, when I started this, my purpose and that vision has always been able to change lives. And that's not just on the consumer side, it's also on the development side, right? So I'm not just helping our customers, I'm also helping my franchise owners. And that's very, very special to me. And I love that. And again, remember, we work with individuals from young children. Our oldest client's actually 102. And we also, we're in other areas. We work with a lot of, children with disabilities. We help a lot of kids with autism. We do a lot of great things. And, no matter how challenging things are, when you actually take a second to step back and think about these amazing things, it always puts a smile on my face. And that's why I love what we do.
Can you give us one word to describe your journey as a franchise owner?
Painful, very painful. The reason most people never obtain success is because they don't have the mindset or the guts to do it. If you want to be successful, you have to have the right mindset. I would say business and success is about 90% mindset. But once you get to a certain point, it starts to get much easier. But you got to pay your dues. There is a price to pay, and the rent's due every single day.
Painful. That's probably an interesting word that most people wouldn't think of. For those watching and thinking, could this be for me? What's the next step? How do they find out more about Gym Guyz? What do they need to do, training, etc.?
Yep. And I want to piggyback on that. So that word I use, painful, is my journey. Will franchise owners experience some pain? 100%. And if anyone tells you differently, they're lying to you. And you want that, right? You want the challenges. That's very, very important to understand that. But I just wanted to touch on that. And real quick, what was that question again?
For those watching and thinking, could this be for me? What are the next steps that they need to go through?
Yeah, I think the first step is ask yourself, are you willing to do whatever it takes? That's number one, right? Number two, ask yourself if you're I have a plan B person, because if you have a plan B person, it's not going to work out very well for you. The only plan is plan A, and that's the only plan you need to have. If you want to learn more about going into our franchise, you could visit gymguyz.com. You could look us up on the internet, go through social media, but, really just simply just reach out, fill out an inquiry form, and one of our team members, one of our representatives will get back in touch with you and start putting you through the discovery process. And it really is a discovery process because we have to both have mutual feelings that it's going to be a good fit, because it's got to be a good fit for you and it's got to be a good fit for us.
Because again, this goes back to your name and the brand that you built. When you look back on your journey, looking to where you are now, how do you feel about what you've done?
So it's a great question. I don't really sit and celebrate. I'm always on to the next thing. But sometimes when I'm in my parking lot, I'm staring at my building that I literally drew out about 9 years ago. If you look at the picture, you'd pass out. It's crazy. Manifestation is a real thing. But when I sit in that parking lot, I see that Gym Guyz World Headquarters sign. I'm looking at the building. It's almost a 20,000 square foot building. It's a pretty big building. I just smile because I always knew it. I believed it from day one. I always knew it. And belief is the number one most important thing. But with belief, you got to also understand there's going to be lots of moments that you question yourself. Lots of moments. But a good franchisor constantly reassures their system that it's always going to work out. And I do that all the time. And that's a very, very important thing. But I feel very proud. And, it's wild. Sometimes I'll be out in a random place. I always wear Gym Guyz. That's the only thing I wear. I'm always branding. I don't own any other clothes, but I'll be out in random places with my kids and just getting them pizza or ice cream. And someone's like, oh, I'm a client. I lost 60 pounds. And it's just such an amazing feeling. And when you travel to other places, and you see a Gym Guyz van roll up on the side of the road, it's pretty surreal, I got to tell you.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on what you've built and continued success. And again, one more time, can you give a website or a phone number where people can go and find out more?
Sure. It's just gymguyz.com. And, the phone number's on the website, but it's 1-855-GYM-GUYZ. And, if you want to email us, it's info@gymguyz.com, and guys with a Z. But if you want the S, it would come to us anyway.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Continued success on what you're doing with Gym Guyz.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for watching Biz TV's Beyond the Brand. Be sure to subscribe to the Biz TV YouTube channel, where you'll find full episodes of this show, a 24/7 live stream, fresh Biz TV content, and a few surprises each week to help you stay inspired.